A beautiful woman slipped into the luxury car of a rich young man. As soon as she sat down, he unbuckled his seatbelt, leaning in to fire off questions. But when he realized she had no experience, by his shallow standards, he pointed at the door. Cold and dismissive, "Get some training first, then come back." He drove off without a second glance, casual as could be. Down the road, traffic police flagged him down. Instead of cooperating, he pulled a wad of cash from his wallet and tossed it straight at the officer's face. The cop's jaw tightened, offended by the arrogant display. The incident escalated to the police station, but the young man didn't care. He was certain his father, an extremely wealthy, well-connected man, would sweep it all under the rug. This time, though, his father had had enough. Tired of his son's endless antics, he reached out to a master strategist, known for crafting clever, life-changing solutions. The strategist's verdict was simple. Money is the root of his arrogance. He hatched a plan to reform the boy, one that would strip away his privilege, force him to face reality. Late that night, the strategist shot the young man with the tranquilizer gun. When he woke up, he was no longer a rich heir. He was a slave in a harsh landlord's house. Suddenly, he was drowning in chores, fetching water, mucking stalls, saddling horses, forget a task, and he was yelled at, even struck. He had no clue what was happening, until the truth, or lack thereof, slowly unfolded. The entire village was fake. A film crew had built it to look like 1820s Russia, with hidden cameras everywhere, tucked in tree trunks, buried in haystacks, recording his every move. Every villager was a professional actor, following strict scripts, love scenes, fights, even forced kisses and fake bedroom moments. At first, the boy thought it was a reality show. Enough, he shouted at the actors. "I want to go home." He tried to run, but at the village gate, a real bear lumbered into view. That's when doubt crept in. Maybe he'd actually time traveled to 1965. During one escape attempt, he was caught and sentenced to death by hanging. On the way to the gallows, the crew staged a brutal scene. A slave's hand was chopped off, a fake prop, but convincing enough. The spoiled boy trembled, tears streaming down his face. When the noose was tied around his neck, he screamed for help, until a girl in a red dress rode up on a horse. She was the landlord's daughter, and she declared, "Today is my coming-of-age day. I want no one punished." The landlord, another actor, doted on his daughter, so he pardoned the prisoners. The boy was saved, but the fear was so real, he wet his pants. He stared at a hawk flying overhead, thinking it was real, until the control room in a nearby mill tracked it. It was a drone. Inside that mill, the director gave actors instructions via wireless headsets. A sniper even stood guard. If the boy ever suspected the setup, the sniper would knock him out instantly. Nearby, actors had a green room, where they relaxed and memorized lines during breaks. Meanwhile, the rich boy slept in a stable, gagging at the smell of horses and filth. The next day, he was given rotten bread for breakfast, and broke down. There was no toilet paper, only leaves and grass to use. 4 days, he was beaten and forced to work until his hands bled. Then, the crew introduced him to a kind, villager girl. The two grew close, sharing small joys, a stolen apple, a walk at dusk. Slowly, he began to understand, happiness wasn't about money. It was about having someone who loved you, truly. Within weeks, he dropped all his bad habits. He stopped being arrogant, started helping others, and became responsible, decent, and kind. When the act finally ended, he hugged his father, tears in his eyes. The love he'd found in that fake village wasn't pretend, it was a lesson. He went on to start fresh in real life, a changed man.